another beautiful Thank God Friday here on Money Moves. I am Melissa Enoch, live at the FMDQ studios in Lagos.
A warm welcome everyone to the program. I am Grace Agbaragu. Hope you've all had a great week so far.
All right, then we begin today's news with earning news. South African mining group Gold Fields has raised its interim dividend after first half profit more than tripled, boosted by record bullion prices and higher output. Headline earnings rose to $1 billion in the first half of 2025 compared to $320.7 million a year earlier. The miner said it realized an average gold price of $3,281 an ounce in the first half of 2025, up 40% year on year, while gold production rose 24% to 1.136 million ounces. Gold Fields declared an interim dividend of 7 rounds per share and maintained its full-year production forecast at 2.25 million to 2.45 million ounces of gold. Still on mining resource news, South Africa is set to open its first new underground gold mine in 15 years. West Wits Mining Limited of Australia will launch production next year at Kala Shallows, located on Johannesburg's western fringe. The Australia-listed company will also mine ore during the 3-year construction period, capitalizing on elevated bullion prices. In earnings news, CBZ Holdings of Zimbabwe has reported a net profit of $868.14 million for the half year ended June 30, a whopping 149% over the figure posted in the same period last year. The lender says its total income surged 63% to $2.85 billion, supported by a 63% rise in net interest income to $973.10 million. Operating income finished higher by 78% to $1.24 billion, while profits before tax jumped to $1.28 billion. The board of the ZSE-listed bank has declared an interim dividend of 0.04 American cents per share for the period. In other news, the 3-day Tokyo International Conference for Africa Development, known as TICAD, formally ends today in Japan. The South African President, Cyril Ramaphosa, has used the high-profile summit to call for stronger partnerships between Africa and Japan, with a focus on trade and investment in health and insurance. Let's take a listen.
We are world leaders in the supply of platinum, and we had the CEO Neville also talking about all this. We are in many ways in the top class of producing a number of minerals and critical minerals at that. Now, South Africa's exports automotive components to Japanese auto manufacturers across the global supply chains, the chemicals, the polymers, and the stainless steel and fabricated metal products. These are important products that just go to testify about the partnership that there is between South Africa and Japanese businesses. And our products are not only export ready, but uniquely positioned to meet evolving Japanese consumer and industrial demands. Now, we have great pride in being able to be the home of 270 Japanese companies that have a notable presence in the South African economy, sustaining well over 250,000 local jobs. Now, our strategic position on the African continent and our developed infrastructure and active private sector makes South Africa a strong base for regional expansion. It was your Prime Minister who said that Japan sees South Africa as a gateway into the African continent. And we often say that as South Africans, but it was like music to my ear when it was said by the Prime Minister. And I knew then that it is indeed so. We are worthy.
Meanwhile, the government of Japan and the African Development Bank have signed a memorandum of understanding to launch the 6th phase of the Enhanced Private Sector Assistance Agreement. Under EPSA, the AFDB and Japan will provide up to $5.5 billion between 2026 and 2028, $500 million more than the 5th program of the Private Sector Assistance Agreement, looking to support African countries while safeguarding debt sustainability on the continent. Finally, on News Now, Kenya's Treasury Secretary John Mbadi says the country is planning to refinance over $5 billion in Eurobonds maturing by 2034 with $1 billion repurchase of 2028 notes. The Kenyan government is also renegotiating $952 million in high-cost trade and development bank loans due within 2 months following February's $1.5 billion 2036 bond issuance that retired 2027 notes. Mbadi added that Kenya is pursuing a $169 million samurai bond with Japan and is in talks with the IMF for a new funding program. I am Melissa, and that's it on News Now. We have Grace standing by at the FMDQ archives after the break for our markets round. Stick around. Welcome back to Money Moves, and thank you for sticking around. Let's now go over to Grace for today's markets review. Hello there, Grace.
Thank you, Melissa. Let's track how the markets are wrapping up today, Friday the 22nd. We begin with equities. Here in Nigeria, the NGX All-Share Index closed at a positive, up 0.48%. The Barrel VM in Abidjan advanced 0.36%. Casablanca's MASI added 0.54%, while in South Africa, the JSA firmed 0.34%. We can see that the markets closed up at positive at all the windows. Let's do a quick round on some of the Pan-African currencies, beginning with the Rand. The Rand strengthened 0.48% to 17.62 per dollar, while the Egyptian pound inched 0.05%, stronger at 48.46. The CFA franc gained 0.61%, while the Kenyan shilling steadied at 129.20, while the Moroccan dirham advanced 0.39% to 9.05, and the Naira was little changed, up 0.07% at the official window. Let's switch into the commodities data deck, beginning with energy prices. Brent crude rose 0.13%, while US WTI gained 0.56%. Natural gas slid 2.09%, and ROBOB gasoline was up 0.03%. Finally, to soft prices. Cocoa gained 1.52%, coffee surged 0.67%, while cotton gained 0.56%. Palm oil firmed 1.34%, while sugar was up 0.06% as at 12:46 GMT. And that's our Money Moves Market today. Over to you, Melissa.
Thank you very much, Grace, for those markets updates. And that is it for today's edition of Money Moves. We hope you enjoyed the show. From me, Melissa, Enoch, and the rest of the team here at the FMDQ studios, we say thank you for watching and do have a pleasant weekend.